My name is Adriana, and today I would like to tell you why I personally believe that the minimum wage should be the living wage. Picture this: you're working 40 hours a week every single week, and yet you still can't afford rent, a basic meal, or even a visit to the doctor. Does that sound fair to you?
No.
Should anyone who works full time still be forced to live in poverty? The minimum wage should be a living wage simply because hard work should meet the basic human needs. Some people argue that raising wages isn't realistic because of the economy. But ask yourself, are we only thinking in dollars and cents, or are we considering the people behind the paycheck? This issue isn't just about economics, it's about dignity and survival. A single adult in the US needs at least $18 an hour just to get by. So today I would like to ask, what kind of society do we want to live in? One where people suffer in silence, or one where change is possible? The harsh reality of minimum wage in in the US highlights a growing economic crisis for millions of families and workers. The federal minimum wage has remained at just $7.25 an hour since 2009, despite significant increases in the cost of living for the past 15 years. This stagnant wage, often referred to as the poverty wage, can no longer cover just the basic necessities, such as housing, food, transportation, and healthcare. For many families, this wage is their sole source of income, and it falls well below the poverty threshold. According to the U.S. Department of Human and Healthcare Services, the healthcare and the poverty guideline for just a single person is $15,650 a year. This a full-time worker who only earns $7.25 a year is only earning $15,080 annually before taxes, meaning they are officially living in poverty. For households with children, the financial burden is even greater due to the rising cost of childcare, education, and healthcare, further straining already limited budgets. Because of this financial instability, a large proportion of minimum wage minimum workers are forced to rely on government programs such as Medicaid, food stamps, and 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 housing subsidies just to make ends meet. These programs, while they are essential for survival, ultimately place the financial burden on taxpayers rather than on large corporations that employ these workers. According to research from Dexter University, companies like McDonald's and Walmart are among the top employers who still require public assistance. In essence, the public is subsidizing the 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 labor costs of some of the most profitable companies in the country. At the same time, income inequality continues to widen. The rich are getting richer, often due to tax breaks, stock market investments, and rising profits, while the working poor fall further behind. This trend is not unique to the U.S. It's a global issue. According to a report by the Brooklyn Institution, um, income inequality has increased in about 2/3 of the world's population over the past 4 decades. This growing divide between the wealthy and the working class poses poses serious risks to poses serious risks to social stability, uh, mo- economic mobility, and the long-term health for democratic society. Implementing a living wage offers numerous numerous economic advantages that benefit not only individual workers, but also businesses and local communities. When workers earn enough for their basic needs, they're uh, they're able to they're more likely to spend money in their local economy. Instead of scraping by paycheck to paycheck, they can afford to eat at local restaurants, shop at neighborhood stores, and pay their bills on time. This this income spending supports small businesses and can stimulate local job growth by creating more demand and allowing for more potential hiring. In other words, a living wage doesn't just help individuals. It circulates money throughout the community and strengthens local economies. For businesses, paying a living wage can lead to long-term savings and greater efficiencies. In in employees who are paid fairly are more likely to stay with their employer longer, reducing costly turnovers and training expenses. Additionally, well-paid workers tend to experience lower levels of stress and financial anxiety, which directly impacts their performance. They are more focused, more engaged, and more productive. In fact, research shows that workers who feel that they are paid fairly are on average 28% more productive than those who are underpaid. This boost in morale and efficiency can translate into better customer service, higher quality work, and stronger company performance. Moreover, fair compensation can help improve communication and trust between employees and management. According to Great Place to Work, when employees like like transparency and understanding how financial decisions are made, they often make incorrect assumptions which can lead to mistrust and which which can lead to to mistrust, disengagement, and even conflict in the workplace. Providing a living wage with open dialogue fosters a culture of respect and accountability. Ultimately, investing in workers for fair pay uh, is not just a moral decision, it's a smart economic strategy that will build a more healthier, more resilient, and a more prosperous workplace and community. While there are common concerns surrounding the implementation of a higher minimum or living wage, specifically its potential impact on small businesses and inflation, many of these issues can be effectively addressed through the thoughtful policy design and phased realization. One of the primary concerns is that raising wages would place too much financial pressure onto small businesses, potentially forcing them to cut jobs or close altogether. However, gradual increases with combined with targeted tax breaks or subsidies can significantly ease this burden. For example, the the Raise of Wage Act has is analyzed by Godley and Reich, proposes a phased-in approach to increasing the federal minimum wage by $10.10 by the end of 2025. This gradual timeline gives businesses time to plan and adjust their budgets. Increasing wages will then, or rather than facing a sudden disruptive shift. Another frequent concern is that increasing wages will drive up inflation. While it's true that higher wages can lead to slightly higher prices in some sectors, the overall impact is typically moderate and manageable, especially when balanced against the economic benefits of increased consumer spending. When workers earn more, they are more likely to spend more, stimulating demand and economic growth. With this, I hope that if your opinion was opposed to mine, I was able to change it and allow you to believe why the minimum wage should be the living wage. Thank you for listening.